Welcome back, anglers. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Call of the Wild, the Angler, where we're going to keep working through some more of the photo challenges, but we have an interesting new location challenge where we are right now. We're in I'm trying to remember the name of it. Maybe the map will actually help me out here. Yeah, Quanquatchelaway Cave. I think that's pronunciation, probably horribly butchering that, apologies there, but we've got a challenge to go after the African mottled eel, or mottled eel? You know what? That's always been a word I've never actually been sure of.
The African mottled eel is a tropical freshwater eel.
Mottled eel, that's it. Mottled. So yeah, so for them, they like redworm, minnow, and wafters, whatever you want to call it. I always thought it was wafers, but maybe it's not. Okay, but you know what? I'm thinking I want big, so let's do that. Okay, maybe that's too big. What is the biggest that we can use for, the redworm? Was that one of the first ones? Yeah, that's a redworm and minnow. So minnow can go on to everything from 10 to biggest. Redworm is up to 2, so I was actually kind of close. We'll try this and see, because I have to imagine eels, usually they're meant to be like a fairly large species, so see if we can actually handle one on the line if we can. And then if we don't get any activity on this, then we'll probably see about shrinking it down a ways. Again, I wish I kind of knew what the hook size was I used to have caught this one. Although I don't... Oh. Well, apparently this configuration works for something. Come on, you bugger. It's not as strong as I thought it might be, because we are only at the 50% friction break, and it's not like still pulling out line. So it might be an eel we have on here, but I don't think it's going to be like a record, or like a gold rank, or their largest. Maybe it could be, and the mottled eel aren't really that large for compared to some others. As I'm trying to remember what some of the other really big eels are. Moray eels. I think the conger eel is actually one of the largest. I know some people might jump to the electric eel, but I'm pretty sure that's actually a lungfish. And the only reason I know that is because I think in a lot of shows that talk about the electric eel kind of go in to say it's not really an eel, it's actually this. That's the only way I could, know to tell that. Okay, there's our float. I can't see what it is underneath it. Carp. Just a carp. I think it's a mirror. Yeah. Silver-sized mirror. We'll toss you back. You're not exactly what we're after, but put up a decent fight at least. So out you go. And we'll see what goes for this. Yes, we'll get that. We'll see about the photo stuff, because I think there's still one more photo thing to get up here. And I think there's another one somewhere down here, too. I've still got a fair few of those to reach and get, but at least we are thinning that down. Oh, there's one little nibble. It might just be another mirror carp, because again, it's just like the other one. It seems like when you get any of the 3 carp species, or the named carp species from Izilos Asandulo, they all have the same behavior. It's just like you're basically trying to drag up a log or something. Just very heavy. And it's not like there's a hard pull from them fighting back. It's just that they're fat buggers to pull up on a line. I guess until you wear them down, you just kind of have to either go slow with reeling in or steadily pump the rod like we are. Now I'm not even going to worry about trying to correct the camera. We'll just work back and forth with this. Starting to show up a little bit more fight. I don't think it's the reel it's testing, though. It might actually be the line we've got. Oh, I think that is our eel. It looks like there was a bit of extra undulation behind it. No, it is a carp. My mistake. And it is another mirror. Another silver. And we'll toss your butt back in there. Not that you actually do have a butt as a fish. I guess tail is the better term. We'll try switching over to the minnow and see. Bloodworm, cheese, advantage, redworm. Yeah, you don't list minnow for yours, so maybe that'll be a way to help thin out from getting the carps in. Actually, let's take a little bit of a read on the model eel. Freshwater eel found in East Africa, Bangladesh, Andaman Islands, Mozambique, Malawi, Sri Lanka, Sumatra, and Indonesia, and recently from Madagascar. The widely distributed modeled eels list is near threatened by the IUCN Red List. Although the eels are too large for use in aquariums, they are commercial and subsistence fisheries. Eels spend most of their lives in freshwater at a depth range of 10 to 32 feet, migrate to the Indian Ocean to breed. Primarily off crustacean, mollusks, finfish, and worms. So it does sound like these can be big ones. But I don't know how big is the thing. Because it says, too large for use in aquariums, which is an interesting note. But yeah, my thinking is maybe I'll just leave this sitting for a while. Carps probably won't hit it, so the only thing that could might be an eel, and maybe if we just leave it long enough, the game will take pity and throw one at it. But it does make me wonder if maybe that is the... It might be the longest fish you can catch. Like, if I'm thinking largest, you can kind of either think, okay, do you go by largest for, like, girth? Like, fatness, weight, or you go by largest for measurement? Because if we go by weight, I feel like the African sharp-toothed catfish might be one that could get up to pretty big size, too. Well, them and even the tigerfish. Yeah, actually, let me read on the African sharp-toothed catfish, ASC, is a large eel-like air-breathing catfish found... Wait, air-breathing makes me think like it's not through the gills, but I don't think that's correct. In the early 1980s, the ASC was introduced in a variety of habitats for aquaculture purposes, and as such, found in countries such as Brazil, Vietnam, Indonesia, and India. These catfish typically live in freshwater lakes, rivers, swamps, oxidation ponds, or even urban sewage systems. The ASC is one of the very largest catfish in African waters, with most so large it typically swallows its prey whole. African catfish sometimes produce low croaking sounds, not unlike the voice of the crow. So does that mean I'm going to have you cawing at me if I try to bring you in? That'd be a neat little detail to put in, as you basically have it like right within, say, so much line length, you'll hear sounds it makes. But nothing so far. Yeah, Again, I don't know what I caught this on. I'm wondering if maybe I should lower the hook size. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I feel like it's been waiting in the water enough. If anything was in here going for it, it would have. So let me take this up to a 5. Oh. I heard something back here. Wonder if maybe I'm fishing in the wrong areas. Maybe for eel, trying into like open spots when I should be back more towards shore. Of course, is when I'm not looking, I hear everything going on. we'll give this a few moments out there and then see. If nothing does go after it in like a couple of minutes or so, I'll try going back along the pier and maybe trying around there. Let's just watch it go along for a little while. I mean, I'm a little surprised that there is a current in a cave system like this. You kind of think it might be more stagnant water in an area here, but I guess maybe it does have to flow both in and out. Nothing quite yet. Yeah, we'll give it maybe one more minute and see. Common car problem, seeing this area sometimes be hooked with. Yeah, the game does have like little pity hints it throws up your way if you don't seem to be getting anything. I guess that is a sign where if the hints start popping up, I don't know if it's if you've left the hook too long in the water and nothing's happened, so it's like trying to let you know you won't get anything on it, or it's just like a preset. If you don't catch anything within so many minutes, it tries to throw you, you should be doing this, or you should be trying this. Kind of mixed on that. Yeah, nothing going for that. Let me pull that out. And let me just try from back here. Just like, try around here. I don't actually know how deep the water is here. Oh yeah, see, there was something jumping there. I highly doubt it would be an eel jumping, but we'll leave this for a little bit and see. Trying to think of what else I could try to go or use for it. I could always just go back to the red worm and see. Because, yeah, the wafers, that I'm pretty sure is bottom fishing. I think that was even a mohel we jump in there. Because it looked like the profile of it with the silver color as well as the little fin on top. No other fish species really has that for their roster here. Yeah, nothing's going for it there, so you know what? I'd rather catch something than nothing at all, so I'm going to switch this back to the red worm. We'll see if maybe the hook size was the issue. And we won't cast as far out as we have been. Maybe we'll try right around here, although I don't actually know how deep the water is. Unlike float fishing, where it kind of tells you what bottom is, it doesn't really have anything for float. There's our line. Oh, and something. Okay. Yeah, still the strike in the cave is just that, like, dong sound effect, or gong going off. Okay, what are you? Oh, another carp. Yeah. Oh, get in here, you bugger. Yeah, just another mirror carp. You know what? If we do have to keep going for that, let's go. trying to think of what else it lists here, but I don't think it's anything... Liver. Hold on a moment. They can go for liver. Not a lot of things do, so maybe that's the key here. I mean, we'll try it and see what happens. But yeah, there have been a few of the float fishing baits that just don't seem like many or any fish go for them. But I think the burbot was another fish that I was using liver to catch, so maybe with how some, like, anatomical features are kind of close to one another. Who knows? Gotta try whatever we can. Or maybe whatever we can isn't exactly as good as we were hoping. Yeah, nothing so far. I don't think I have any baits that I can think of, like, for trying to toss out and chum the waters a bit. Like, it kind of does make me wonder something, too, is, like, ground baiting the water and that, is that something more common to Europe than North America? Because the only time I can, like, see the carryover is, like, again, for trying to chummer that. I don't know if it's really all that common to toss, like, a lot of bait up onto the water surface in North America to try to go for the species. I don't know if it's maybe just because I'm not very well versed in the angling world, or it is something that more came about Europe and just has stayed in, like, certain areas of the world more so. Because, I mean, I had never heard of the technique before Russian Fishing 4 and then seeing it here, too, in The Angler. I think it's kind of safe to say nothing's going to go for that. I'll try slapping a leech on there now and see, too. Get that all the way down. Get a good cast out. Yeah, maybe if nothing goes on this attempt, I'll even just try a short cast by the dock here. Maybe it's something, too, where it's going into more like dead water way out there. I'm just trying to troubleshoot whatever I can, really, for a solution. I was just trying to remember. I thought there was a way to turn on your, like, headlight. Or maybe you can't do that when you are in the middle of fishing. Just to see the lure a little bit better, since this is probably going to be a pretty poor video for, like, compression with how dark it is. Yeah, nothing's going for that. Okay, that hides the HUD. That's a menu. That's a menu. That's a menu. Ooh. Oh. Oh, apparently I already have it on. It's just, that's how dark it is. You know what? We'll try for a default that I think has been working for some other things I've gone for. Hook size 6, just the minnow, and tossing it close to here. See if that gives us any better luck. I don't know if it's like when we were trying the last weekend for the cave fishing, where the moho seemed... I'm not sure if I have the throat hydrated enough to do the correct pronunciation there. Moho. I feel like, yeah, I don't have the g to start it off with. The moho. Yeah, there we go, getting it back. When we were trying for them, it seemed like the location was much more, like, dependent on trying to land them. As we were trying out further in the back, a bit to the right, it wasn't until we kind of moved to where the sign was and tried the shallower water there we seemed to get the one we were after. So I wonder if that's a case here, too. But it does make me wonder, maybe I do have to come back here, like, when it's night. You know what? We're going to go for broke, and I'm actually going to head back to the main menu and do just that. Because I just want to see if there's going to be, like, a drastic change because we do that, even though you wouldn't think it would have much at play for being a cavern environment. So, let's let everything pop back in, and we'll see if we get better luck with this. And if we do, maybe we'll just crank the hook size way up and see if we can get a gold rank of them. We at least know that as long as we're not using the red worm, we shouldn't have to worry about the carps being interested. Yeah, just a rod in the black abyss behind. That's the only thing I can really think of trying that we haven't done yet. Because it does say they are a nocturnal species. Yeah, bottom lurker and night owl. That's about all you got for trying to focus onto them. And we'll give it a try for a minute. I'll switch out to trying the liver, and just try again and see. Can hear him. I think that moho. No, lost it again. I think it's just that jumping around we keep hearing. Oh, actually he was jumping out over there about. Yeah, nothing really going for it. Okay, let me pull that in. We'll try one cast way out. Yeah, if nothing goes on that, we'll try one other bait type and see, but might have to admit defeat to the eel here. Just because I feel like I've tried so much for troubleshooting of what would work, and sadly, nothing really. Because they are one of the species that I do want to try targeting to see how big we can actually land of them. I kind of thought like a hidden cave spot on the map would be a good place to hide like a diamond catch of them, but I don't know if the gear's just not large enough, or it is I just do not have the right thing for this spot. Kind of leaning the wrong thing for the spot with Everything we have been trying. Oh, maybe not. Finally got something. Okay, I don't think we need the friction brake as high as we have it. But then that does make me wonder what this actually is if the friction brake doesn't need to be that high. Let's see what we got here. Is it an eel? It is an eel. Hello, you. Yeah, it's just a bronze. That completed the challenge, so next weekend I think we will look at going down to the other bulletin board there. But just to be stupid, we're going to go up to the highest hook size we can, slap on a minnow, and see... Oh, no, come back in here. You're way too short. Now we'll try this. So it does seem like nocturnal and night is the best thing to have for it, even if it is a cave you're in. Like I say, with all the struggle we had to just try catching that bronze rank, I doubt we'll have any luck getting anything bigger, but might as well just go for broke. And kind of hope we don't break our equipment trying for something too big too, but that's one thing I do kind of like, kind of dislike. I like that the equipment doesn't have like durability and you lose it forever, but I do think there could be a little something where it's like, you have to watch your rod or certain things can break. But instead of having to pay like for a whole new one, maybe you can get a repair or something. Not that you could really do that in real life, but you know what, it works. It's far better as it is here than I think trying to work and fiddle around with that. Again, I think the more reason you have things can break in a digital format is to charge you more to be able to get them repaired. I think that's the only reason Rush Fishing 4 really has that you can have gear break, is to try to bleed you for more money to buy replacement. Because what other point do you have for such a thing in simulator-wise? Maybe if you want to try arguing that, but still, it doesn't come across as a point you can argue with too easily, where you can try to argue and say you have a lot of stuff you can back up to it. Well, yeah, seems like we just would try for broke and nothing really interested. We'll let it sit for another moment or two, but then we'll wrap things up here. At least the big thing is location challenge done, we can turn around, head on out of here, and move on to something else come next weekend. I don't know if all the main missions will basically be wrapped up once we do complete the last bottom feeding area, and then it's just if we want to go after more things or not. But it is a little bit interesting of like, when we looked at Golden Ridge and Troll Spirit, not a lot of like main mission stuff to do. Like, it was only like, say, a few main steps. Like if we get to the journal and we took main missions, it might only be 4, unless I'm mistaken, and there's something else we open up from, like completing It's a Snap. That does make me wonder if there was anything else on Golden Ridge after you complete, like, the tour of finding everything or not. Although I think they took it out with the redoing they kind of did for it, so I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. Might actually have to make a stop back to Golden Ridge and see. With our bobber floating off into the darkness and nothing going for it, I think we're at a point we'll basically bring the line in and end today's episode there. We got our eel, and that's good enough for me. So thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of The Angler, Call of the Wild. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all in the next video episode, Anglers and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy angling.